I'm Eric Loy, and welcome to Eric Loy Interviews. On this podcast, we talk with folks from the VTuber community on their channels, their talents, their stories, where they come from, and their plans for the future. We welcome Pop Country. Hi.
Hello.
Hey, thanks for coming on. Please introduce yourself to everybody.
Alrighty. My name is Pop Country. I brand myself as a demon hunting seamstress. Not only do I play video games mainly for achievement hunting, but I also do a bit of crocheting on the side to mix the two together.
You know, this is really something else because you're the second VTuber in a row who has crocheting as a big hobby.
It's really fun. It's relaxing. I don't see why more people kind of do that.
Yeah, well, and for people who can, some of us are completely bad with our hands, and I'm kind of cross-handed where I do things with both hands badly. So I mean, I would end up tying myself to the ceiling or something by the time I'm done. But my wife is really good at it, so she's got those plastic totes full of yarn. When she picks it up, she takes off, do you ever get to the point where you have a whole bunch of stuff and people around you like, can you make me this? Can you make me that?
Actually, funny enough, the last 2 days I have been asked multiple times about various projects, and they're all different. Some are plushies, some are little keychains, others are like, can you make this full cardigan for me? And I'm sitting there like, good thing I hoarded a bunch of yarn, because now I don't have to buy anything.
I heard that for a while there it was really tough to get yarn.
Yes, one of the major stores was having a shutdown, so in my area especially, I'm lucky enough to where there's multiple stores, but some of the more rural areas, they're having trouble and it's expensive to ship it out.
Oh my gosh, of all things yarn, you'd think that there'd been plenty of that ready to go, but we we end up having a shortage of yarn for folks, and now everybody's like, oh, where people who back out of the hobby suddenly have a treasure trove in their closet.
Oh yes, Facebook Marketplace is a gold mine for that.
Oh my gosh! So when did you get started with the content creation?
I believe it's about 3, maybe 4 years ago. I started actually streaming my video games on Twitch.
Yeah. What brought you to it?
I moved from my hometown, and it was just, I needed to make some sort of hobby to keep myself busy because I found myself just on my phone a lot, mindlessly waiting for the next work day to come through because I didn't have my friends around to hang around.
Right.
I didn't have any familiar sites.
Yeah.
But I was always a big gamer since the GameCube. I remember playing Mario Kart Double Dash on the GameCube, keeping a little log journal of all my wins. And I've never left the hobby, and I thought to myself, hey, I like to achievement hunt a lot on my Xbox. I might as well see if I can find other people that like to do that and just stream my games.
Yeah, and I can go with that, keeping a journal. I used to do that with the old Punch-Out game on the NES. See how fast I could get through every fight, and then
exactly.
Hey, my own personal record. Yeah, no one else cared, but I cared. If I still had it, I still would be doing it. So were you been watching? Had you been watching YouTubers before that, or VTubers?
YouTubers, yes, it was that big group. I forget their actual name, but had like This Guy's Toast in there, Valkyrie. Like I would watch them play their games, and it was simple games, like party games. But I was thinking to myself, like I can't find anyone on YouTube, let alone Twitch, that do strictly achievement hunting.
Right.
So I thought that would be a cool little niche that I could try to start for myself. It wasn't until last year that I found 2 Xbox players that do strictly achievement hunting on YouTube. Yeah. It's like, oh, okay, that's cool. So now I'm like watching their content, also still keeping mine, like trying to up my part.
Yeah. So explain to me a little bit what achievement hunting is all about.
It's a lot of repetitiveness, that's for sure. So I go from easy games, like games that maybe you play for an hour and you kind of forget, like those storytelling games, to major RPGs like The Witcher.
Hmm.
Um, I will play through a game blindly most of the time, unless it's a video game that I'm like, I'm not really going to enjoy this. I'm just doing it for the achievement part.
Hmm.
Uh, but I'll play through it blindly, and then there's a website for achievement hunters, so you can go on there, you can talk to each other, and basically help each other try to get that 10 or 10 gamer score, get that big trophy you're trying to go for.
Yeah,
I found enjoyment in that, and I just kind of stuck. Like, I
yeah,
can't enjoy a video game anymore if I 100%ed it because there's no goal for me left.
yeah. Have you ever found one where you thought you had it 100%, and then somebody tells you, "Oh, by the way, you can do this too."
Yes, however, I counter react that because they're talking about the in game 100%. Like, oh, did you do this boss mission? Did you do this? And I look at my Xbox, I'm like, hey, I actually don't care about that because it's not linked to an achievement for the Xbox side. It's more
Ah,
of an in
okay.
game.
Yeah,
So that discussion comes up a lot, especially it's coming up a lot with in terms of my Warframe that I'm going to try to
yeah,
hunt down.
yeah.
Lord help me on that one.
So, how many achievements do you have to change down on Warframe?
I think on Steam, I don't do Steam end, but I think on Steam there's like 200 plus.
Oh,
But on the Xbox there's only 157, or yes, somewhere around that range.
you said only 157.
Yeah.
Yike! Uh, that's a lot of work there. I mean, I imagine some of the achievements are like really ridiculous too.
Oh yes, I was going through it with my friends, and they're sitting there just laughing to themselves because they've been playing it for years. Meanwhile, me, I'm very fresh into the game. They're like, "You're gonna struggle with this. Have fun."
This is only achievement. What about the negative achievements? Do you go for those too?
Well, what do you mean by negative
Like
achievements?
died 500 times, that type of thing?
Oh, that comes naturally. I may be a gamer, but I suck.
You just those are the easy ones.
Exactly.
So, is there are there any particular type of games that you play just to enjoy rather than achievement hunt?
Very rarely do I find myself playing games that I'm not really focused on hunting down.
Hmm.
The ones that I do enjoy are mainly to be the single player RPGs.
Hmm.
Like, right now I'm obsessed with Witcher. I can't put it down. I'm trying to find any excuse I can to play it. And that one has a very, very hard one for me personally because you have to play the game on the hardest difficulty all the way through. And like I said, I kind of suck at them, but one of these days I'll get it.
I don't know about that. I mean, oh man, I chasing the. I guess with the achievements, there's some that are based on different levels too, huh?
Yeah, levels or difficulties. The hardest ones will always be multiplayer, like on Marvel Rival multiplayer or Overwatch and that.
Oh, do you have to get other people who are also achievement hunters to help you do that?
Yeah, but that's actually the easy part because of the website I mentioned earlier.
Oh
There's a
yeah.
huge forum for hot and coming games that people are like, let's get these multiplayer achievements out of the way first. Let's do this.
Has anybody added them after you've gotten them done? Like suddenly they do an update to a game and add an achievement to it.
Oh, all the time. I have a notification set up in my Xbox to where if a game updates for any reason there's achievements, I know about it and I'll instantly go into the forums and be like, what do I need to do?
I've already got 2,000 achievements, but this one is for this.
Exactly.
Back to the grind. I mean, how long? What is the longest you have played a particular game to get all those achievements?
I believe I can pull it up real quick. The longest game was it would be Bless Unleashed, but that's because I was playing it a lot afterwards. This is like another MMO.
Yeah.
That game took me about a year and a half, but I was playing it every day because it was during the 2019 and 2020
Yeah,
era
yeah.
where
The
we had nothing to do.
yes. Oh, gee, many Christmas. That's a long time. I played a lot of Stardew Valley. I mean, I've I have not played any modified, but I played the whole thing over and over and over again, 100% of it. But it took a while, and but I enjoyed the game so much. Are there games that you find that after you've done all the achievement hunting in it that you decided you want to come back and play later?
All the time. The ones that do that for me are actually the chill farming games, like Stardew Valley.
Yeah.
With the Xbox, there's like two versions you can play, so I've double stacked my Stardew Valley achievements from the Xbox to the Xbox PC. I'll
Yes.
do that torture to myself.
Yeah.
Uh, but a lot of it, mainly the Harvest Moon games. I'm a major Harvest Moon lover,
Yeah.
but I play that on my DS whenever I can.
Yeah. Oh well. Yeah. I mean, there's certain genres there you can always go back to. Um, I I can't go back to Stardew Valley right now because my computer's fritzed for that
Oh
one.
no,
Yeah, and also I wouldn't be able to do any interviews because I'd be playing it all the time.
that's fair.
Yeah, I mean I'd be just starting another one up right as soon as I finish one. So it's what do you count any achievements on modified versions of games?
I'm very vanilla when it comes to games.
Yeah.
I will not modify my games. I will not even like some games will allow it, but the majority of games, like 99% of the time, they'll lock you out of achievements because they sense a modification. So I've just kind of trained myself not to bother.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, I'm not that tech savvy when it comes to, oh, let's add this modification. It's like,
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah. Well, you know, games like Fallout might add something, every once in a while. But whole sections of the game that might come with an achievement or so. Um, but have you? Is there a game that you really have worked on, tried and tried and tried and tried, but just can't get the last one yet?
right now, it's Diablo 4.
Oh
It
yeah,
is absolutely destroying me. It's nowhere near the amount of hours I sunk into Bless,
yeah.
but with Diablo, that game itself is a grind fest.
Hmm.
It's I have one achievement left, and every season I'm like, I'm gonna hit 300. I'm gonna hit 300, and it never happens. I never even get halfway through.
Oh,
I'm sitting there like, how do people do this? People actually have this achievement.
oh. Diablo. I mean, I got up to Diablo 2, and I was trying to win it with every character that you could get in the game. But there's just even with the cheats and stuff I was using, because after a while I just start cheating in a game like it, and I still couldn't get the archer to win.
I never touched Diablo 2. I didn't know much about it. I was introduced at 4 mainly,
Uh huh.
but having to even just hearing you say I tried to get all the characters up there, that's I can barely do one. I can only imagine how hard you're trying to do all the characters to win it.
Yeah, and a necromancer was absolutely right out. There was just no way.
Oh, I love Necromancer class.
I love the class, but I couldn't figure out how to go past a certain level. It's just when you're not doing a whole lot of damage and you just have a bunch of skeletons in your army and the thing just walks through it and starts pounding on
Oh,
you. Like, okay, well, that didn't go well. That's a little tough to do. Is there a game you've given up on as far
oh,
as
multiple.
oh
There's multiple games I just straight up I'm never gonna get this.
yeah
It's fine.
yeah
Uh, the last one that I probably did that to that broke my heart was Paladins. If you know what that one is, it's
mm,
a lot like a Overwatch game.
yeah yeah
The last achievement in that is to reach a certain level in ranked matches. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, I don't do ranked.
yeah
I'm fine. I don't need. I'll 99% that, and I'm good.
yeah. That would be pretty tough after a while. Again, you're just kind of grinding and not really enjoying anything at that point. Does it get hard for you and you get to the last couple of ones where it really is a total grind at that point? How do you focus?
Uh, Focusing, I don't really do that in general when it comes to the last ones, because the last ones in any games is mainly kill so many enemies or do this so many times. So I'll like tune myself out and I'll load up a game on my computer or vice versa.
Hmm.
And I'll do that one while the other one's kind of going idle, or I just occasionally pay attention to that. So I don't really give it my full attention. I'm instead already starting my second game that I'm going to be hunting.
Ah, okay. Yeah. Find all the bunnies.
Yeah.
Those types of ones when there's only two rabbits in the entire map and you have to find 10 of them. That's not a lot of fun. Or achievements where do you count the achievements where you only get it if the computer helps you? Like if kill so many things and it happens to be the one day that they actually spawn that many things.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
There's some achievements where like you have to get it on a certain day of the week, or it's easier to do it during a certain event. And I'll make a note in my calendar, be like, okay, log into so and so, do this, or you're screwed for an entire year and you have to go to wait.
now that's Stardew Valley.
Yes, it is.
I missed the recipe. I gotta wait 2 years. Or you miss uh, miss the freaking was it red cabbage? That's what it was.
Oh, the red cabbage every time. I forget it every year.
Yeah, you just keep going down to the trader and hope that red cabbage shows up, and then you get the choice of turning it in or turning it into seeds, and hopefully you get more than one
Yeah.
or seeds at all. Oh, I hate that. Take something in and it gives you like random seeds instead of what you're looking
That's
for.
when you reload the day right there.
Yeah, yeah. I haven't gotten that far yet. I got close a couple times when I actually fell asleep playing the game once and woke up like 5 days later in the game. Like,
Oh my god.
oh no. I'm like, okay, start over. At that point, everything was gone pretty much, and I was like, well, everything I wanted to do, I can't possibly do at this point. Um, so, how hyped do you get when you finally complete a game?
It's recorded how hyped I get to the point where it's now my new follow alert. Uh, I am that person that will sit there, and if it's one that I was just hammering out for days, weeks, months, I will actually like do a little dance and scream a little. The last one that I was very happy about was a Souls-like game.
Mm,
I am not a Souls-like player,
yeah.
but this one I thoroughly enjoyed. It was Lies of P, and I defeated the secret boss, but
Hmm.
he took me so long. When I defeated him, I may have screamed something kind of bad, and people are like, "That's funny. Let's add that into your channel." I'm
Yeah.
like, oh boy,
Yep. Yep. Don't remember that one.
they do.
Oh, I can understand. The first time I actually beat the Super Mario Brothers on the NES, it was about 4 o'clock in the morning, and I called a friend of mine and woke him up, and he told me to never call him again.
Well,
He's a farmer and needed to get up in about a half hour.
oh, you
Like,
just got him a head start.
yeah, yeah, he was pretty pissed. That was he. I didn't get a chance to talk to him for quite a while after that. I'm like, I don't care, I won. And have you gotten to the point where you start calling people around and waking them up?
Uh, Not necessarily waking them up because luckily all my friends are night owls as well.
Ah,
But I don't usually call them about my games. It's more of it's the opposite end. It's my crochet part that I'll be like, I'll send them a little Snapchat or I'll send them a little Discord message, be like, hey, look what I just did, and it's 3 in the morning. They're like, why are you up? You have work in 3 hours. Why are you awake?
oh, oh, oh. How do you go past that? How do you continue that when you've got the early work days?
I don't really sleep as long as I probably should.
Yeah.
If I get more than 5 hours, I'm dog tired all day. So I'll typically be up until 2 or 3 a.m. every day and I'm still functioning fine.
Mm,
I'll
yeah.
take that advantage of still having that ability.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I worked overnight for a long time, and it messed up my sleep schedule to the point where Um, there are a lot of times when I get back from work late in the day, and I'll just stay up till near dawn and go sleep when I can and go to work. that
Yeah,
type
as
of
long
thing.
as I can make it to work and get that paycheck, I'm good.
Yeah, yeah, or just get the paycheck and not go to work. That's good too.
That too.
Yeah, if you can find that job, nice work if you can get it. So, when you started in and started getting folks following you and started getting people coming back and watching what you were doing, how did that make you feel?
It was really surreal. I didn't really notice concurrent people until maybe 4 months into timing,
Hmm.
and it was to the point where and I would notice certain games would bring in certain people, and even today, a few years down the road, like if I play Wizards 101, I will see my old Wizard 101 people pop in and then say hi,
Yeah,
or if I crochet, and those people will pop in and say hi.
yeah.
It's I can't really explain it other than makes me feel really happy,
Mhm.
especially whenever I do the hand cam crochet stuff because I'm things like, who wants to watch this? But people love to pop in and just chat a little or see what the heck it is I'm making.
Yeah, yeah. Those are the ones where it's really about your personality at that point, and I think that you don't always have to have the best voice to do it or that sort of thing. But if you really find that there are some people out there who just would like to sit around and talk with you, and that's a pretty fulfilling moment when that happens. Um, did you think you were going to have a big audience when you started?
Oh God, no.
Mm,
When I started, I wasn't even a VTuber. I was a face cam person,
mm,
and I thought I could get maybe some, but I didn't have the fancy backdrop. I didn't have the fancy mic or any of that.
mm-hmm,
Or I wasn't really playing games that people really found interesting, probably.
yeah.
Like, my very first game that I streamed and I was achievement hunting it was Grounded. And that got some people, but I was thinking to myself, I'm just doing this just to do something in my day, so I'm not sitting here going stir crazy. A few months down the road, I did turn into a VTuber, and then I started streaming some more action-packed games.
Yeah,
And then people started reappearing. Like the first game that happened to me was probably uh, Prey, the 2011
yeah.
Alien game. That's when I got my current group that visit me every day. Basically, now is because I played that.
You went all the way back to 2011 and pulled one out, huh?
Oh yeah, there's games that I'll go all the way back to like the Xbox 360 and play because it's backwards compatibility. I'm like, ooh, this brings back memories. I want to play this.
So what made the decision for you to go from face cam to VTuber?
Mainly the getting up and putting on makeup.
Mm. I can
I
I can
did not
understand
want to
that.
do
Except
that.
I understand that. Except no one would. I could not possibly put makeup on my, no matter what. I mean, first of all, my face explodes with anything put on it, like alcohol or aftershave or anything like that. So
Oh
I
yeah,
don't even want to know what it would do to my face. Um, and it's such a pretty face. I don't want to get it, scarlet.
exactly.
I I almost choked on that one saying that. There's a reason why I was in radio for so long. Um, so that had a lot to do with it. Was it anything to do with the privacy aspect?
I didn't really think about it with the privacy aspect because I didn't really concern myself. I never shared my actual name. I never showed my actual location. The most you would see was my face, which if I were to walk outside and go to work, people see my face anyways. That was my mindset.
Mhm.
And all you would see is my backdrop of all my Xbox games. Like I wasn't giving anything.
Yeah,
Now, there was a comfortability where it's given. I'm a young female on the internet. Of course there's going to be that one weirdo that comes in.
yeah.
For my very first weird chat that made me like rethink like why do I want to do this anymore? And it was someone that came in and asked me about my BMI. I'm like, brother, I'm sitting here slaying ants. What, like, can I kill my ants in peace? But so I switched to VTubing And that doesn't stop.
Yeah.
And it doesn't help that my current model, you can see for myself, thanks to my artist, that definitely doesn't stop.
Yes, yes. Folks, you can see the work right in front of your eyes right now with the thumbnail. Um, uh, so, with what made you choose this model?
I modeled it after myself and how I would like to dress myself, honestly.
Yeah.
I do have purple hair from time to time.
Hmm.
My hair is cut short. Maybe not that short, but I would love to have it that short.
Hmm.
Uh, the outfit, I've always loved really gothic outfits.
Yeah.
So I would sit there and this is actually like model 4.0 or 5.0 with design.
Oh, wow.
Uh, the outfit is it's always kind of stuck with me,
Yeah.
but I feel like this is actually me. Like if I had the money, I wouldn't say anything, but there'd be signs. And it'd be signs in my clothing.
That's cool. That's cool. So, so you like the gothic type style?
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
My closet is like 99% black.
Mm. What about music? Are you into the goth music scene?
Not exactly. My regulars will know on Sundays. I always play some music and I'm always switching it up. But I would say the most of my taste is early 2010s rock. Some people call it dad rock now. Uh, Lots of country, older country.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. That's the good stuff is the older stuff.
It is the good stuff. I cannot listen to any country singer past 2010. It's like, what are you trying to do? I'm gonna go back to my Kenny Chesney here. Bye.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, see, there's the age difference because I have a hard time after 1975.
Yeah, that is a difference.
But I can respect a little bit more now. Now it kind of all sounds exactly the same, and the it sounds like the artists have gone to the random name generator to come up with a name.
Oh, it definitely feels like it.
Eh, Clint Brock, Brock Clint. Yes, okay, we know, and they all wear the same hat, and they all for the men. Now the women are a little bit, you know, different as far as that goes, but um, now me to me, I'll be listening to the old country stations for a long time, bluegrass, that type of thing. I'm an old man. I listen to the old things. Um, so so you're goth style, but not goth music.
Yeah, there's a there's a little title that I found for them. For the life of me, I can never remember what it is, but it's basically goth country. But my name is Pop Country. That's not related at all to how I picked my name, but people keep assuming that because of the music I listen to and my name, oh, that's why you chose me. Like I'm like, actually, no. That's just a weird coincidence.
You mean you're not listening to Barbara Mantrell 24 hours a day?
Oh no.
Very few people will get that joke. Um, uh, so how, what happened to the spelling of country in one of your links?
Oh, are you talking about the Twitter?
Yes.
Uh, I'm very guilty of typing things up and not looking. And I call it fat thumbs when I'm on my phone, but I have clumsy fingers and
Yeah.
I might be slight dyslexic.
Mm.
That was never diagnosed, so I'm just
Ah.
gonna blame it on my keyboard magically turning around the keys. I did not double check. I pressed enter way too fast and I didn't realize it until a few months later. I'm like, huh, I look like an idiot.
It makes it hard to log into your own account when you don't remember how you spelled it.
Yeah, I had to go through it all like 12 times. Like, okay, did I do it this way, this way, this? Oh, it was this one.
Just to this point, you're like, yeah, it's there now. What do you do?
Nah, you memorize it after a while.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we're gonna have all those links, by the way, in the description for the videos. So you can check out what Poppy's got going on. Um, so how did you come up with pop country, by the way?
I just remember waking up one day and I thought that was like a fun sounding name.
Mm,
Now, granted, I had this name long before streaming.
yeah.
This was probably back in like 2012,
Mm.
2013 that I went from my old Xbox name, which again, I wasn't reading. And when you set up in your account, it's like, okay, put in your first and last name. Okay, put in your username. I misinterpreted the boxes on Xbox, so I put my first name and then the first three letters of my last name. And for the longest time, that was my username on things.
Oh
It was a play
no.
on words, which I
Yeah.
kind of kept anyways. I thought it was funny with how my last name ended.
Yeah.
Uh, it played on words whenever I played those, was it shooter games where you're killing each other back and forth
Yeah.
and your name
Yeah.
pops up in the corner.
Yeah.
But I just remember waking up one day and was like, this kind of sounds cool. I'll keep it. And then when it came time to start streaming, I pulled it out of my old memory banks. It's like I can make something out of this maybe.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I mean, it's perfectly fine. It plays interestingly with the goth look. But then
I
again,
do have a cowgirl outfit if that helps.
no, and it's perfectly fine the way it is. Um, what do you have as far as do you have any long term, short term goals right now set up for yourself?
I do. The long term goal, I've been working on it for maybe 2 years now, but I'll get to the short term goal. And that is just to get on a schedule.
Uh,
I work 40 to 45 hours a week at my job. I'm tired all the time. So, especially lately, I've been having to cancel streams. Or actually, most recently, my internet is like, going in and out, and I have to stop stream.
mm,
So, I mainly just want to get on a schedule, get it to where every day I can post said schedule on the socials, on the Discord, and get games going at a regular pace. That's the ultimate short term, like
yeah,
organization.
yeah, yeah. Well, that helps in a lot of ways. I mean, people seem to enjoy being able to set their calendar to your calendar when it comes to that sort of thing, and get a little more retention probably that way.
It does help with retention, definitely.
Yeah. What about that long term goal?
The long term goal is to set up a donation foundation. I did not mean for that to sound like that. Uh, for pets.
Ah.
My biggest goal that I did last year was a little side note. I work in the animal field. I'm a RVT.
Hmm.
So every day I see these sick animals, I see them getting the care, I help with their care, but occasionally an animal comes in where the owner absolutely can't afford it
Right.
or the procedure is way higher than what they thought it'd be. Oh, my cat came in for their urine being a little bloody. Well,
Yeah.
all of a sudden it went from a simple appointment to antibiotics to, hey, so your cat needs this major surgery to reroute its organs essentially. And they're
Right.
sitting there like, I can afford that.
Yeah.
And that breaks my heart. I know the feeling. I'm a big animal family of my own. Bless my mother. She has about 20 animals in her house, but everyone's fed before the humans.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
That's the way my
with the
sister
extra
was.
money, oh, I'm sorry.
No, that's the way my sister was. She kept all of these cats. They found strays and a couple of dogs, and there were actually a couple of cats that only would stay in her bedroom because they were so scared. But go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Oh no, you're okay. Uh, so seeing this happen, especially last year, a cat came in that needed major surgery. So I thought, hey, with my crochet, I have a little extra money. With my streaming, I was at the point in my streaming where I was getting a check every month and it
Mm-hmm.
was saving up. Yeah, I would spend it on art or that, but I had some saved up. And I'm like, hey, I have this ability to where I can generate a little extra income.
Hmm.
So I took that initiative, and last year I did a little event where, hey, if you donate to so and so's surgery, I also made incentives like you can get this little print, you can get this little plushie.
Hmm.
And I did have some people donate, and it felt good to hand that money to my office, be like, hey, pay for the medication with this,
Oh,
pay for this, because the owner just couldn't afford it, but the cat absolutely needed it.
right, right.
And this year, I'm trying to actually get that started up within the next 2 or 3 weeks. I have another animal that I absolutely love. I actually want to adopt her, but I physically cannot adopt her in my current living situation.
Yeah.
She needs a major surgery on both of her back legs.
Oh,
Due to her upbringing, her legs are just shot. Like, you
right.
hold them and they're crunching. It's like,
Ugh.
we can't.
Uh,
So I was going to see if I could do the same thing.
yeah.
Long story to an end. The end goal is to make my own foundation where people can donate to either my Ko-Fi or to my not Discord,
Yeah.
Twitch, and they know that it's strictly for an animal
Hmm.
in need who needs that medicine, who needs that surgery. I would love to have that be my legacy, basically on streaming.
Well, thank you for that. That's pretty amazing there. I tip my hat to you for that one. I've got 9 cats here. Um, Two of them were our original twins, and then 7 catch and release strays, and that showed up to our door.
Never left.
Most of them are from the same litter, I'm pretty sure. Um, but we would just be absolutely devastated if we couldn't handle the situation with one of them getting sick. Um, we've lost a couple of cats in the past, and it took a long time to recover from that.
It does. It hits hard,
Yeah,
especially when they were with you since they were babies, and you're looking at them like, why do you have gray on your face? Stop that.
yeah, yeah. And heck, we even got one of our neighbor cats next door comes over all the time. I'm like, we can't have 10. We don't get double digits. But my sister had just so many cats, um, and all of them had little things that would keep them from normally being a house somebody else's house cat, but she could take care of them.
Good. She had a magic touch.
Yeah, she was something else with that. I remember one cat that she had, a calico who was named Max, and she was the Max. She when they got her, she had already been declawed in the front, um, and she enjoyed being hiked. When I'd get behind her, she'd stick her tail up in the air, and I'd lift up her back legs and slide her behind me. So she only had her front paws down, and she'd slide all the way across the hallway,
Aw.
and then she'd come back chirping like silly calicos do, and getting right back up in front of me and getting ready to do it again. Like,
It was a little game.
yeah, she was something else. The last time I got a chance to saw her, she was about 20. Um, and she was cranky and not doing a whole much, but she was sleeping a lot, and there were these 2 cats fighting next to her, and it woke her up, and she got up and slowly moved over there and smacked them both and turned around and go back to sleep. I was like, "You go, girl. You tell them what's for."
They definitely do get to the old grandma stage
Yeah,
of I need my peace and quiet. I need to teach these youngins how to stay in line.
that's right. That's right. Smack, smack. It was really something to see. Yeah, yeah. But the attachment people have to their pets is wonderful and tragic at the same time, because when something happens, it just is devastating all the way around. And I don't ever want to see a hurt animal. You know. Um,
No, and I see it every day. I did a moment in emergency, but I got out of emergency. I'm just doing the typical clinic now.
hmm
But even there, I see it, and I've been there for a few years to the point where now I'm seeing these animals coming in for this long sleep, and I'm sitting there crying with the owners because I've known them for a year or two, and I saw them come in for their wellness, and it just breaks my heart. So just know that even if it's not your animal, uh, it still can hit someone else's seeing that go through because you see the
Oh,
emotion and how much love they had for their family.
oh, absolutely. I could not do what you're doing. That takes a lot of steel to do, and I do not have that. I would be a blubbering mess the whole time. I'd be just sitting in the corner. Please make it stop.
Yeah.
So I mean, uh, that says a lot about you that you're able to do this, and it also says a lot about you that you want to help. Um, it it's very easy in this day and age to just kind of sit back and let people go through things and not want to step in and be a part of it. But the fact that you want to do this for folks says a lot about you. And
Thank
I
you.
I thank you for that if no one else does. Um, so it so would you would you want to do that as a foundation? Maybe other VTubers could contribute to.
I would love to branch it out to other people, like joining in and pooling. More the merrier because these surgeries can get really expensive and medications get really expensive. But I don't have any organization set with that
Hmm.
other than I collect the money as it goes and then go to the administrative and pay it. If
Yeah.
I can get to a point where there's like a dedicated website or something or like it's a constant flow, then I would feel comfortable branching out and having other people join. But as of right now, because I'm lacking that organization and professional look kind of,
Hmm.
I'm mainly keeping it to myself or anyone that offers themselves for a quick help.
Yeah. Well, if you got stuff going on, some special stuff, let me know so we can promote it and put it out there for everybody because
Of course.
that's definitely something that we can get behind. Yeah, have you ever seen have you ever seen a kid bringing in a sick cat or dog? Um,
Yes, but it's typically the guinea pigs and hamsters that come in and the kid is the one giving me all the history. The I look at the mom, they're like, nah, you gotta ask the little one. I actually don't take care of this one.
yeah,
I don't know
yeah,
what's going on. And the kid has a whole laundry list of what happened from point A to point B and how can you help me?
yeah,
The amount of dirty looks I get from kids when I'm like, okay, I'm gonna take Fluffy here. We're gonna observe him like back in the surgery lounge, and they're like, you better bring my pet back.
well,
I don't trust you. That's my baby.
yeah. If you don't bring that pet back, I will be traumatized for the rest of my life, and it's your
I've
fault.
come for your kneecaps is more
Yes,
what they're
right.
looking at me like.
pull out pull out the screwdrivers and like I can reach your knees from here, that sort of thing. Did you want to be a vet, or how did you get into the the working with animals? Just a love of animals?
uh, I'm gonna have a theme here of I just woke up and said I want to do it, it seems. Because I have gone through multiple schooling for different things, but since I was a little kid, I have said I want to be an SPCA officer.
Mm.
Now, that's basically animal control, but I would go in on house calls of animal cruelty and I would remove the animals from the house.
Oh,
That's what I wanted originally.
yeah.
Now, coming from a small town, and when I say small town, I mean my high school literally consisted of pre-K through 12th grade. I would be walking the halls as a 10th grader next to second graders. It's a
I
very small community.
I know of those schools. We had a lot more of them when I was around in school than there are now. I can tell you that.
Yeah. But because we come from a small town, people heard me say officer, and they're like, "Oh, we got to get her into the DEC. We got to get her into the police because we didn't have SPCA officers where I grew up."
Yeah.
Um, so all through my high school career, I was actually put into criminal justice
Ah,
to the point where college came around. I went in for Homeland Security and cybersecurity major.
yeah.
I did 1 year,
Mhm.
and I realized I had more fun studying the subject than I think I ever would working the subject. So another thing is, I was raised not to drop out. If you're going to drop out, transfer your credits into a hand skill that you can then take,
Yeah.
whether that be carpentry, plumbing, electricity.
Hmm.
Take that so you can at least leave with a skill.
Yeah.
So going from criminal justice, I transferred my skills into electrical maintenance and not engineering, electrical maintenance and construction. I did get a degree in electrical, so I
Yeah.
can go to any international brotherhood and sign up and start working.
Well, that's good. I mean,
But honestly,
that's a hell of a
I'm
skill
not
there.
that.
Yeah. That's a hell of a skill to have.
It was really fun. I liked working it.
Mm.
But then at that same moment, I then met my current fiance, and he took me from my hometown back to his town, which is a major city.
Hmm.
And in there, I was like, if I want to work in the electrical field, I'm gonna have to travel around. I don't want to do that.
Mm.
I actually don't, because in my hometown, I would have just kind of stayed in one place and
Right.
go to houses and fix things.
Go to
Not here.
go to Bob's down the street and fix his light switch.
Exactly. Like I like that comfortability.
Yeah.
But then I'm in this major city and I'm like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to drive through this city because I'm going to wreck my car. So I kind of stayed out of that, did the typical, oh, I'm going to work in fast food. I worked in a grocery store.
Mhm.
I was working in a grocery store and I woke up one day and I looked at him and I'm like, I want to visit back on when I want to work with animals when I was a kid. I want to see about being a technician. He
Mhm.
has no idea where that came from.
Yeah.
I have no idea where that came from. But a year and a half later, and lots of grueling hours of studying, I passed the national boards, I passed the state board, and here I am still with my degree, and I'm loving what I'm doing.
You are a person of all seasons.
Apparently.
That's pretty amazing, actually. That's an amazing way to do about it. Now I got to ask you about this though. Where you're at now, and you talked before about doing the SPCA route. Would you still want to be the person that breaks up a puppy mill, or given or breaks up a house with 200 cats? Because that looks just absolutely unappealing to me. I'm sorry. Uh,
I think I would if I had better faith in my physical abilities. I'm a very small person,
yeah.
and thinking back now, if I stuck to criminal justice, I would be the shortest person on the force. And I do have a medical condition. It's type 1 diabetes,
Hmm.
and I'm constantly struggling with it.
Hmm.
So I already struggle with it with the office where I'm doing a blood draw, and it's like I look to my coworker, I'm like, "Hey, get ready to catch me," and they're like, "What?" And I put the catheter in, and I fall to the floor because my blood pressure, my sugar just went down,
Yeah.
and it's like I cannot imagine having that hazard working in a more law enforcement field.
Yeah.
So, time to time, I do think I want to go and do that. I want to be the reason that they get out of that situation. But I'm completely content being the reason, like, hey, you're healing now. I'll be a part of your journey. I'm getting to your next home.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I hear you talking about the type 1 diabetes, and I know that there's been a lot of work done recently that has helped a lot of people out. I know that there's some things on the horizon that look pretty good, and an old high school friend of mine went through a procedure here recently, and they don't even have to take the insulin shots anymore. Um, and it's been a couple of years now. Uh, but I also know from their struggles how tough that is when you get up to certain ages. So I mean, the best for you on that, because um, unfortunately that's something that that is really it's hard to empathize with something like that unless you really know somebody who's gone through it. Um, the worst part is the worst part, as far as that goes. Is that something that affects you a lot, or have you been able to keep it under control for the most part?
No, it affects me a lot. I am not the most controlled, and that's all on me.
Mm,
I take full blame for how bad it is. There's times where in a year I'm hospitalized 2 times out of the year
mm,
for maybe like 2 or 3 days at a time because my blood sugar got so high and I could not function.
mm,
I'm trying to be better about that. I have the monitor to where it alerts on my phone, but I don't have the pump actually going in me. So I still have to give the shots myself
yeah.
because I tried the pump. It made me lazier because I'm like, oh, it'll just automatically detect it itself and it'll give me insulin. But that wasn't fixing my problem.
No,
So
it's not.
I'm trying to force myself to be more, what's the word? Like more involved in my medicine.
Mm. I tell you what, you're something else. I mean, eh, fighting with that, and then still fighting for other people and wanting to make other people happy, and enjoying yourself on the streams, and working with animals and working with the people and the animals. Um, that's pretty good stuff. That's an A+ in my book.
Yay!
Yeah, I mean that's. I think folks, if folks need to find out more about you, and we're going to have those links in the description. And if you want to, if you it would, if anybody else had an idea about um, fundraising, can they come to you for advice on something like that?
They can. I would try my best to explain how at least I went about it.
Hmm.
When it comes to fundraising, I would know more about the ones that the person would then go in person and hand the money. I have participated in fundraising events where it was more of an internet over the internet. Like
Hmm.
last year, I did the VTuber SummerSlam where
Yes.
you raise money for kids in hospitals.
Yep.
I did do that, but I didn't do any of the hard work. I just did the fun entertainment, look at me play games kind of deal. I wouldn't be able to really help with that, but like if it's something that like in their own community and they just want to help get word out to raise money to them, they would physically hand to the foundation. I would offer some help, but I'm definitely not the expert on it.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you this: you're one of the shining lights we need out there to help out with things, and you got to keep shining for us, okay?
We'll try.
Yeah. Pop Country, thank you so much for coming on. Hopefully, we'll get you on again soon. We'll have all the links in the description as we mentioned, and thank you so much for being a part of the show.
Thank you so much for having me here. It was really fun.
Thank you for listening to Eric Loy Interviews. Join us again next time when we talk to another member of the always interesting VTuber community.